What's going on, everyone? It's Del Jr. 2 back here with another video, and on Twitch recently, a few days ago, I just got affiliate, so thank you all so much for the support. It really means a lot to me. So for this game, we're playing Blue Moon, and we have Lou Brock, Ryan Braun, Jacoby Ellsbury, Carlson, Correa, Didi, Posey, and then Cody Bellinger. His created player name was Good OK, which I actually thought was hilarious, and on the first pitch of the ball game, we get Good OK out. His second batter of the game here is the brand new 5th inning reward, Larry Walker. And on the first pitch of his at bat, he hit one to third base, so the pitcher Hal gets to it but cannot throw it in time. So now there's a runner on first with one out. Next up here is Harmon Killebrew. He has a whole bunch of power, but this time we get him to ground into a double play. And that was a pretty productive inning. 4 pitches and we got out of the inning. Our leadoff hitter is coming up here, Lou Brock, and on the first pitch of the at-bat, I don't really swing on a great pitch, and so it's a little blooper to first base, and that's the first out of the inning. Next up here for us is Ryan Braun, but he's a flashback, so he's a diamond player. He's really well against lefties, so this to me looks like a favorable matchup. On the first pitch of the at-bat, we hit it again, but this time it's to the right fielder. He jammed me there, and now there's 2 outs. Next up is Jacoby Ellsbury, and he pops it up, and the catcher is able to catch that one, so that ends the inning, and that was a 1-2-3 inning. Next up here is Cody Bellinger, and anyone that has this card knows that it can hit bombs, so fortunately we got him looking there for the first out of the inning. Coming up next is Hanley Ramirez, and he hits one to the position he plays shortstop. And our shortstop Correa gets it and gets the second out of the inning there. Next up is Reggie Jackson, and on the 0-2 pitch, we got him to strike out swinging, so through 2 innings, we've only gave up 1 hit. Coming up next is the man of the hour, Dylan Carlson, so he gets hit there, so now there's a man on first with no outs. Here, Carlos Correa is up, and on the 2-2 pitch with no outs, he hits it to right field. Unfortunately, it's not deep enough, and they record an out, so that's the first out of the inning. Up next here is Didi Gregorius, and on the 2-2 pitch, he gets me striking out, so now there's 2 outs, and now Buster Posey is coming up to the plate. Hal Newhouser there throws an absolutely nice pitch right there, top left-hand corner, and that retires Buster Posey, so now Mike Schmidt is coming up. I did not locate my pitch at all here, and then Mike Schmidt gets a single as a result, so now there's 1 on with no outs here in the 3rd inning. Now Joe Torre is up, and I do not locate as that pitch went right down the middle, and Mike Schmidt takes off for 3rd base, but I threw it to second just to be safe, because you never know when they're going to have the runner go to second also. Here the pitcher's up, so he does a pretty smart thing here, and he bunts it, but I risk it for the biscuit and throw it home, and he is out, so it ended up working out for me. This time, Good OK in his second at-bat hits one to right field, and that's deep enough to advance the man from second to third, he thinks, but he doesn't know about Reggie Jackson, and he is out. That's a fantastic play right there by Reggie Jackson, I must say. Cody Bellinger is here to lead off the bottom of the 3rd, and he hits one back to the pitcher. Hal gets the easy out and throws it to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Here it's a battle of Hal Newhouser, and the pitcher wins this one as I ground it to 3rd base and Hal is out. Here Lou Brock has a 0-2 count, so I'm thinking he's probably going to either throw it in the strike zone or just barely out of it. And he gets me to pop out there. And now we got to go to the top of the 4th. Leading off the inning here is Larry Walker. And so far he's 1 for 1. But he's going to make that 2 for 2. And now they have a man on first with no outs. We all know that this Harmon Killebrew card can hit bombs. But also, he can get extra base hits. Lou Brock just barely does not get there, and so he's heading home, but he decides against it, which is probably a good idea, and it with no outs. And now Cody Bellinger is coming up, so with 2 men on, he hits it to second. I decided to go home. I probably should not have done that looking back, but it was a tie game, and my offense just was not clicking yet. Hanley Ramirez here on the second pitch of the at-bat finds his pitch, 1 run scores, and he decides to bring the man from first to third, which is a pretty smart play right there. Next up here is Reggie Jackson. I try and go top right, and it does go there, but that was probably not the best pitch to throw as he hit it there, and that drove in 2 runs, and Reggie is in with an extra base hit. Now Mike Schmidt is up. In his last at-bat, he got a single. This time he lines out to deep center field, so I'm thinking he's going to tag. He does indeed, and he's safe at third base with 1 out. Now Joe Torre is up, and he hits a little blooper. Fortunately, my second baseman just barely gets there. I wasn't sure if he would get there or not, so that was a very good play by him to get there in time. In Hal Newhouser's next at-bat, I get an easy strikeout there, so now we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Now Ryan Braun is up. He hits an absolute bullet to Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt cannot field it, and I'm safe at first base, and they called that a base hit, which was my first hit of the ball game. This guy gets Jacoby Ellsbury on the 0-2 pitch to swing at a fastball, and he strikes him out for the first out. Now up to bat is the man of the hour, Dylan Carlson, and he connects on the pitch. That's gone. See you later. And now it's 4-2. In his debut video, he goes yard. Here, Didi Gregorius is up, and on the 1-2 pitch, he throws a slider, and he strikes me out to end the 4th inning. To start the 5th inning, Good Okay is up. So far, he's 0-2. And we're going to make that 0-3 as he pops out to the second baseman. Larry Walker's up, and on the 1-1 pitch, he hammers it to right field. That one's gone. See you later. Now it's 5-2 Blue Moon. Harmon Killebrew is up again. In his last at-bat, he got that double. This time, Jacoby Ellsbury uses his speed to get there just in time, and he gets out. Next up here, Mr. Bellinger steps up to the plate, and then he hits one, and that gets through the infield, so now there's 1 man on with 2 outs here. Hal Newhouser regains his focus here, and when Hanley Ramirez is up, he gets him to pop out to right field. I don't know what Lou Brock was doing there. I guess he wanted to see if he could catch it at the last second there. On the 1-2 pitch, Posey gets a hit between the third baseman and shortstop, and I gotta give a shout out to Bubba Chucks 3 for subscribing me and supporting me. Thank you so much, Bubba Chucks 3. The next batter, Cody Bellinger, hits a little chopper to the second baseman, which was weird because it looked like the first baseman was about to get it, and they get 1 out there. Here I use a pinch hitter for Hal since it's the 5th inning and I'm down by 3 and I have someone on second. Chipper rips one to center field. Unfortunately, it was to him, so then I debate going, but I end up leaving my runner at second, and now there's 2 outs. Lou Brock here is able to work the count, and on the 3-2 pitch, he gets me looking, so that ends the inning. I stranded someone on second. In the top of the 6th inning, on the 0-2 pitch, Reggie hits one to center field, and once again, Jacoby Ellsbury shows off his speed and gets there in time for the first out. Here, Mike Schmidt is up for his 3rd at-bat, and the first pitch he sees, he swings at, and he hits it to center field. Jacoby Ellsbury gets under it, he gets the out, and now there's 2 outs this inning. Here, Joe Torre is up once again, and he gets a hit to center field. Ellsbury this time cannot get to it in time, so now there's a man on first with 2 outs. Fortunately, Hal Newhouser's the next batter, so he grounds out to the pitcher. I throw it to first, and he's out, so that ends the top of the 6th inning. Ryan Braun here is up for his 3rd at-bat of the game, and here he jams him, but I get a hit out of it, and I decide to stay at first, just to be safe since there's no outs and there's no need to risk it down by 3. Here, Jacoby Ellsbury is up, and on the 1-2 pitch, he gets me to fly out to the center fielder, and that's the first out of the inning. Now Dylan Carlson is up, and in his last at-bat he homered, but this at-bat he can't quite replicate that, and he flies out to right field. Correa here hits a chopper to the third baseman. Mike Schmidt fields it, and now we're going to the 7th inning. Good OK is up again, and he hits one to the first baseman. Belly cannot field it. That diamond defense did not come in handy there. Here on the 0-1 pitch, I hang one to Larry Walker, and he gets a single out of it, so now there's first and second with no outs. Here's a wacky play you don't see every day. So Killebrew gets a hit. The first guy is coming home, and same thing with the second guy, but he goes back for some reason. I didn't realize that at the time, so he was able to score there, and now it's 6-2. Here Cody Bellinger's up. I get him to strike out, and that's the first out of the 7th inning. So far Hanley's 1 for 3, but he's about to go 1 for 4 as he grounds out to the first baseman, but one run still is able to score, so now it's 7-2. Here we get Reggie Jackson to pop out to left field, and that should end the top of the 7th. So now we have the 7th inning stretch, everyone's favorite part of a baseball game, and now it's time to get back to baseball, and Didi Gregorius is up. Here Didi hits one to center field. The center fielder is under it, and he's able to catch it for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Next up is Buster Posey. He grounds out to the shortstop as the shortstop is able to get it to first base, and now there's 2 outs in the 7th inning, and our time to come back is starting to dwindle. Cody Bellinger here on the 0-2 pitch swings and misses. The fastball blew by him, and now we're going to the top of the 8th inning. In the top of the 8th inning, Mike Schmidt hits a no-doubter. That one's gone, no doubt about it. And now it's 8-2 Blue Moon. Joe Torre is the next batter, and on the 1-2 pitch, he hits it to center field. Ellsbury covers that little ground, and he's out for the first out here in the 8th inning. Blue Moon brings in a pinch hitter for Hal Newhouser, so now he's got to go to the bullpen for the 8th and 9th inning. And Dave Kingman is hitting .250 for him with a 708 OPS, and here he rips one to the third baseman. Ryan Braun gets there, and he is out. So now there's 2 outs in the 8th inning. Good OK here finds his pitch, lines one to center field, but once again, it pays off to have speed as Jacoby Ellsbury gets the 3rd out of the 8th inning, and now we got it bat in the 8th. Pitching for them now is Dennis Eckersley, and Reggie Jackson here hits it to the first baseman, so the first baseman throws it to Eck, and he is out for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up next for us here is Lou Brock. So far he's had a rough day, 0 for 3, and he makes good contact there. Unfortunately, it's to the left fielder, and now he's 0 for 4, and there's 2 outs. Now coming up to bat is Buster Posey, and on the 1-2 pitch, I swing and miss it, so that ends the 8th inning. So we have 3 outs to get 6 runs. It's not looking too good, I have to admit. And now coming in to pitch for me is going to be Goose Gossage. On the first pitch of the at-bat, Larry Walker hits one to the left fielder. Fortunately, Dylan Carlson was able to get there, and now there's 1 out. Harmon Killebrew's having a pretty good game, already 2 for 4. And here he lines out to the right fielder, and now there's 2 outs. Cody Bellinger here is up, and I decide, hey, let's try and pull the string on him. It works beautifully, and that ends their half of the 9th inning. Jacoby Ellsbury here is already 0 for 3, and on the 1-2 pitch, I strike out. So now there's 1 out, and now Dylan Carlson is up, and he has the only 2 runs of the game, that 2-run bomb that he hit earlier. Here, he pops it up to the second baseman. That's a pretty easy out for any MLB player. So now there's 2 outs, so there's 1 out remaining. Here, Carlos Correa is our last hope. He grounds out to the pitcher. The pitcher throws it to first, and he is out. So that's the ball game. Blue Moon wins 8-2. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to head on over to Twitch, that link will be in the description. And also on YouTube. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe as well.